Oh, ada tahu kita, Okay, sir.
So do you see the text in Nepali here that I have shared?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now copy this.
अलिकति पछाडिको हुन्छ भन्ने बाटा चाहिँ अलिकति देखिन्छ नि ल
पछाडिको background.
हैन अहिले देखियो सर. Clear, sir. Clear.
Would you like me to change the background? No.
Sir, हामीले जुम गर्न नि मिल्छ? ठिक छ अब.
Okay, you can copy this in your textbook, and I'm going to tell you what to do with it.
Okay, sir.
First, copy the text that you see on the screen, okay? Has everyone copied?
हुँदैछ सर, हुँदैछ.
Okay. I will provide you, there are few techniques which are not that important, but I will provide you those techniques later on related to translation. But if you follow the steps that I'm going to deliver over here, then it will be easier for you. Has everyone copied?
हुँदैछ सर, हुँदैछ.
Okay. I will provide you, there are few techniques which are not that important, but I will provide you those techniques later on translation. But if you follow the steps that I'm going to deliver over here, then it will be easier for you. You can turn your video on for that. At least I need 2 or 3 participants to turn their mic and video on so that I can get the quick response. So has everyone copied?
Action, sir, action. Wait.
Assistant Shivan, you can turn your audio as well. Don't know whether it has been muted by us or not, but you can turn it up. Unless and until we are saying by your now, it's okay. Let's suppose that this is the text given to you. In order to translate it, how are we going to do it? We'll learn today. Trying to zoom it. Then you are taking too much time. Prem Kumar, which section are you from? Are you from section E?
I'm on the E section, okay? Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's
It's difficult to recognize everyone here in the screen. No, you appear very small here.
मेरो नाम त अनिश हो के नाइट टाइम चाहिँ जन्मेर नाम प्रेम कुमार भएर हो कि finish
Done. You completed copying the text.
yes sir
Okay. After you copy, what are you going to do in your exam is, let's say that before you proceed to the actual and original translation, right here, rough. This is the rough section. This is what you can do in your exam. And because the text tends to be too long and sentences are long as well, it is always easier that you break the text like this into smaller parts. You see over there in your screen what I'm doing. So I'm just breaking the text into smaller parts like this. And now before I proceed to the actual translation, I will just break the text like this.
Sound
Which sounds like that. My video has not been muted. My audio has not been muted. Okay. See what I'm doing on the screen?
Yes, sir.
I'm breaking the text into smaller parts. And after I complete breaking the text into smaller parts, what will I do is, if this is the question paper itself, either I can manage to write it on my paper or on the question paper. Now I will attempt to translate these broken text. Swasthya Anusandhan, Health, Research, Parishad, Council, Pramukh, Head, Anusandhan Adhikrit, Research Officer, Doctor, Duivata Hope, two different vaccines, Misaunda ke unsa, or taken in a sense. भन्ने विषयमा अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय स्तरमै अध्ययन भइरहेको बताए, told or reported. Now once I come up with these translations, translating the section rather than translating the complete sentence, now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to combine these. First, I will do the same. For all the text, I will follow the same procedure. And it's not necessary that we have to follow right from the very beginning. So look at the Nepali text. It starts with Swasthya Anusandhan Parishad ka Pramukh. It does not necessarily mean that the English text also with the same word. So you can just rearrange to come up with the sense of the sentence. You Nepalima diएको sentence ko sense nagumaikana, you can come up with your translated text now. Can you come up with the English translation on your own, on the basis of what I have written here? Health Research Council. It's like, now what is interesting about this method is that when we break the text into sections, smaller parts, now it's all about reshuffling these smaller parts. Now you just rearrange this without losing the sense of the sentence, that you can start from beginning.
Ramesh Dhimal, Nepali हो नेपालको
रिसर्चको
So Tama, what if we write investigation?
You can write, or this is only the first of it. This is not the fair one. We are only doing the rock. And in your rock section, you can come up with any scratches that you want or that you find closer to the given text, closer to the meaning of the given text, without losing the essential meaning of the given text. So you can begin it like this. And so on. Or you can begin with, study has been going on in an international level related to, study has been going on in an international level related to the vaccine, related to the mixture of vaccination or so, in any way you like, but without losing the essential meaning of the sentence. And you are not supposed to bring the words, but in the name of translation, you are not supposed to bring the words from outside the text, which is not inside, and deviate from the text for your convenience. You are not supposed to do that. आफूलाई सजिलो हुन्छ भनेर यो टेक्स्टमा नभएको वर्ड बाहिरबाट ल्याउने पनि होइन, र सकिन्छ भने एक्ज्याक्ट, सकिँदैन भने सिनोनिमस वर्ड खोज्ने हो। उनले भने, he reported, and you are also supposed to copy the exact way. Like if my sentence, first sentence ends here, then the second sentence begins, I have to begin in the exact way. Unle bhane, he reported. If it is given in direct speech, use direct speech. And if there is a paragraph change, like unle bhane begins in the third sentence, the first sentence ends here. So in the original text, the first sentence ends here. Bataye bhanema first sentence sakyo. Batayepachi, you are not supposed to keep this line in your translated text over here. You are not supposed to bring this line in your translated text over here. So what should we be doing? We follow the exact format. He reported, यो अहिले अध्ययनकै विषय छ। Like this, and then go to the next line. Now follow the same. हालसम्म, until now, break the text like this. हालसम्म, until now, कुनै पनि मुलुकले, any country. Now if you later, while combining these broken sections into a sentence, if any country doesn't make sense, then you can come up with synonymous other words, other synonymous words. Now do the same for this section, this one, the highlighted one, the second highlighted one, okay? I will use a different color. Now, the one that I have highlighted in green. Sorry, red, it's red. Not working there. Now translate the one that I have highlighted in green. We are supposed to do exactly the way that we are doing that, and we are supposed, if we follow the same procedure in the exam, then we can come up with this attempt is only the rough that we are doing, and after completing the rough section, if we rework on it again and come up with the final one, then the translation will always be a better one. Like what I suggest you to do is do this. So I keep this in a rough section. Rough section. With mentioning the question number. If this is in question number 6, then I write. And finally, what I will do? I will cut it with the help of a single line. And later on, just below this, I will copy on the basis of my rough. I will arrange what I have done in my rough into my final answer. And here I will write my final answer. Now this is always give an impression to the examiner that you have really come up with original sense of translation and you know exactly how to translate. You have attempted well and you have done enough exercise in translating the text until you come up with the final answer, and that will give an extra impression to your examiner as well. And how examiner examines your paper, particularly in translation section, is like examiner always has few words in his bank like this, few words which he will be paying extra attention. He will not be going through, the examiner probably will not be going through all your translation line to line. So he will look after, he has already got a list of 6 or 7 words, or if it comes in 10 marks, then maybe, 5 marks, then maybe 10 words, 0.5 per each. And on the basis of whether you have translated well or not, on the basis of the list that he has already prepared, and the translated words from his list, your paper is going to be examined in this section, in translation section. So you should always be able to come up with either exact words or the synonymous word. And if you cannot come up with, like let's say, you cannot come up with the exact translation of this word samyoja, which is called convener in English. And if you cannot come up with the word convener exactly, then at least what you can do is you write samyoja facilitator. And for that, if you are going to lose 0.5 marks, that's not a big deal. But this way of attempting the question will always give an examiner an impression that you are really a good candidate. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now try translating the words in green. The section highlighted in green. Let's follow the same procedure. Alsama, until now, kunai pani, any muluk, nation or country, dui khop, mixing two different vaccines, lagauna, use, or take you can put. Novaneko, not told or not referred. Ra and hope misauda. Ke huncha, hope misauda while mixing hope vaccine. Ke huncha, what happens? भन्ने विषयमा actually we don't need this भन्ने विषयमा I guess केही भनिहाल्न nothing can be anything केही भनिहाल्न अप्ठ्यारो रहेको anything to be said मिल्नु पर्दैन अहिले to be said difficult उनले बताए now how you can do when you have these jumbled words. Now it's easier for you to translate them, make them into a complete sentence. Unle bataye. He reported that until now none of the nations has actually referred what is going to happen when we take two different vaccines. And once you come up with that rough section, when coming up to the final, you can have the pleasure of again, you can have the convenience of again using it so that it does not differ much to the original text. I mean, actually, while breaking this, we come up with the translation, and while using it in our and while finalizing, and it doesn't take much time. It takes as much time as you, maybe 1 or 2 minutes more than when you start translating directly the sentences. Like you can attempt, you have 3 minutes time. I'll give you 3 minutes time to complete this, and then we'll move on to the other section. Another section in translation. None of the nations has referred to different vaccines till date. and what happens or what will be the outcome of such mixtures of vaccines? It is still difficult to say the outcome or the outcome when one takes two different vaccines. The convener of the council, Pradeep Gewali, also told that two different dosage of two different vaccines has not been under any government policy. Sadasya Sachiv, meeting secretary. सरकारले गठन गरेको खोप सम्बन्धी विज्ञ समूहका संयोजक, the convener of the विज्ञ समूह group. What to call VDA? Experts group. The convener of the experts group formed by the government or Dr. Shyamraj Upreti, the convener of the expert group formed by the government related to vaccines, like this. First, always follow the same procedure. First, break the text, come up with the rough sketch of the text, and then finalize it. Then only you will be able to come up with a better translation. बुझियो नि यो? Have you got the point of how you should be translating or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, एउटा अर्को text हेरौँ है त. Let me search another text. I'll pick up a very small and very short one. Now you can copy this in your exercise book. नेपालका हिमाली क्षेत्रमा प्रदूषण बढ्ने क्रममा रहेकोमा आरोही तथा हिमाल सफाई अभियान कर्मीहरूले चिन्ता व्यक्त गरेका छन्। कोभिड महामारीका कारण धेरै भिड नभएको बेला नेपाली सेनाको अगुवाईमा 6 वटा हिमाल सफाई अभियान थालनी गरिएको बताइएको छ। Because the sentences you are given first, it's always good to first. Before translation, it's always good. Number 1, count the number of sentences. If there are 5, then each carry 1 marks. If there are 10, then each carry 0.5. Count the number of sentences. Number 2, look at the tense of the sentences. The tense, जुन छ त्यही tense राख्ने. Look at the voice. If the sentence is in active voice, use active voice. If the sentence is in passive voice, use passive voice. Then, because you have equipped yourself with synonyms and antonyms, the role of the synonyms is very, very important while translating. Look, if you do not find the exact word, then look for the synonymous words. And finally, if the text consists of narration, direct speech means this one. Then keep it as it is. Don't change the speech, narration. And then always begin with the above अघि माथि गरेको procedure. Then the translation will always be good. Now follow the same. There are few different methods which we'll discuss in some other classes. There are 4 or 5 different techniques which we don't even need. If we follow these things, we don't even need other techniques. Now let's do the same. नेपाल का बाली क्षेत्रमा और एरिया और जोन प्रदूषण बढ़ने increasing or increase क्रममा रहेकोमा आरोही and हिमाल सफाई अभियान कर्मी के भन्छ अभियान कर्मी
Campaigners.
What?
Campaigners.
Campaigners, yeah. Campaigners, चिन्ता व्यक्त गर्नु should their concern. Now, once you come up with this, you can always reshuffle them and come up with a sentence. But don't try to come up with the final one. Always begin with the rough section first. The mountain cleaning campaigners and mountaineers have started showing their concern on the increase of the rate of increasing of pollution in mountainous area of Nepal. Now you can come up with a better sentence in the final translation, final section of your translation. It has been अभियान थालनी गरिएको बताइएको छ. It has been reported that Nepalese army undertook the campaign of cleaning 6 different mountains, 6 वटा हिमाल, 6 mountains, or 6 different mountains, different 6 वटा विभिन्न भन्ने छैन त्यहाँ. So it's better not to write different. जस्तो छ त्यस्तै नमिलो तर मतलब लगभग त्यस्तै त्यस्तै. And if we are not near to the sense, then we can add one or two words, but we have to come up with a sense of the sentence that's in original text. Again, follow the same procedure. Six, unless and until you say 6 different mountains, you cannot come up with a sense of the translation, rather than saying different because it's not in the original text. 6 of the mountains, you can say. Now, how am I able to come up? How am I able to come up with this sentences so easily? Is because of this. I have been able to come up with my final draft of the translation is because I have broken down the given sentence into smaller pieces. Now you see, because I have shared the screen and shown you an example, and we have done it live, so you can feel like this is really the easiest way. As I have said, so that the examiner won't get confused, always write it under the rough section, and don't make it too rough, and cut it with one single line. Done. And it's always good to put this rough section in a box.
यो अगुवाई भनेको के हो नि स्क्रिन के हो सर
अगुवाई गर्यो भने लिड
लिड
if you keep it inside the box, it's easier. Good. यति concept बुझ्यो नि concept बुझ्यो
Yes, sir. एकदम effective लाग्छ.
यो this is the if you follow this method it will make you easier it's easier र अब के गर्ने भने जस्तो तिमी गुगलमा जाऊ नेपाली न्यूज भनेर टाइप गर 10 line you can keep on practicing and share through messenger ठीक छ छैन गरेको ठ्याक्कै यसै गरी फलो गर्दै गरे के टेक्स्ट अरु त्यो एकैचोटि डाइरेक्ट ट्रान्सलेसन नगर then it will be easier for you यो भन्दा धेरै गहिरोमा जानिरहनु पनि पर्दैन so there are methods like deletion substitution borrowing surfacial translation यस छ त्यहाँ तरिकाहरू तर त्यो चाहिँदैन यति गरेपछि and all you need to do is जस्तो यहाँ एउटा टेक्स्ट छ मसँग let me check whether I still have here on my desktop or not that's right yeah I have got one Nepali English glossary like this I will share this one as well
Sir, lines for line.
सबैभन्दा हेल्पफुल के हुन्छ भने here I have got Nepali English glossary means Nepali words into English translation once you go through this once or twice just the adhikar authority adhikari and authority adhiraja kingdom authoro incomplete adhyaksha president adhyadesh audience anavesti drought anit pen these glossary I have I will leave it to Rajendra sir and tell him to share it all of you. You go through this once and this will help you a lot in translation. You keep on practicing. Now, in section E, I have not yet started essay writing. Or other essay writing to the job. Will it be all right?
Okay, sir.
सर अगुवाई भन्नाले के हो
lead अगुवाई means जो अगाडि बढ्छ कार्यक्रमको अगुवाई गर्नु भनेको lead the program
सर चिन्तालाई चाहिँ के भन्न सकिन्छ र
you can use launch lead start begin
यो आशिषको म्युट गरेर म्युट गरेर तिम्रो आशिष M31 भन्ने
Ashish M31 you are requested to mute your audio okay
सर यो चिन्तालाई चाहिँ के भन्न सकिन्छ के लेख्न सकिन्छ कन्सर्न भनेको त चासो हैन र
चासो चिन्ता त्यही मिल्छ कन्सर्न सो देयर कन्सर्न चिन्ता चासो व्यक्त गर्नु हजुर वरी भन्दा पनि कन्सर्न इज बेटर देयर त्यो एउटा दुईटा त्यस्तो वर्डले केही पनि फरक पर्दैन त्यस्तो धेरै फरक पार्दैन like when you do not find the exact word अब जस्तो कहिले काहीँ ट्रान्सलेसन गर्दा त्यस्तो आउँछ जस्तो I can't type in Nepali but इङ्ग्लिशमै नेपाली टाइप गर्छु Wait, I'll share the screen. you see now? Can you see what I have typed?
Yes, sir.
ल के लेखेँ भन त
पुरोधी घरबाट
त्यसपछि घरमा पुग्ने बित्तिकै बेहोस भएर लडेछ. How will you translate this? There is no Rodhi Ghar in English.
रोधी घर नै हुन्छ होला नि सर.
हो, अब यसमा के गर्न सकियो?
तर अनि ऊ भन्नाले हि बुझ्ने कि सी बुझ्ने हो?
Just an example.
जे बुझे नि हुन्छ.
He fell unconscious. अब यहाँ बेहोस भएर लड्यो. He fell unconscious. He became unconscious and fell down भने त we lose the sense. Yeah, Rodhi Ghar भन्यो भने because English they don't have Rodhi Ghar in their culture. You please stop this. के केरिरहेको?
हल्ला पायो हौ सर.
So did you get the point?
सर
Yes, yes. Now I hope you have understood a little bit. आज एकै दिनमा कहाँ जानिन्छ त सबै उसको mean translation. Unless and until you keep on doing yourself, you keep on practicing, you won't be able to do the translation well. And if you follow the method that we have just gone through, it's always easier for you. Now let's move on to the essay writing section. Love other Kore. We still have some time. We'll move on to essay writing. And what is important in essay writing is more than essay writing, composing a paragraph, a good paragraph. If you can compose a good paragraph, means you can easily compose a good essay. Now let's begin. We have already started paragraph writing while going through letters. The first sentence of the first paragraph of your essay is topic sentence. And it summarizes your paragraph as well as your whole essay. The first sentence, you should be composing the first sentence like this. Like if you are asked the essay on my aim in life. Now the first sentence, don't begin with there are so many people in the world, they all have different aims. We cannot guarantee whether all the people in the world have aims or not. We cannot guarantee about others. Remain to the topic and compose a topic sentence in such a way that it summarizes your whole essay. Your whole essay to summary your first sentence, the first paragraph. And this is called topic sentence. My aim in life is to be a photographer. Now the rest of the sentences should be the sentences of the first paragraph. Yes.
म्युट गर न यार.
Kosko.
Mahindra.
So the rest of the sentences that follows after this topic sentence. Now this summarizes what's my aim in life, why I am it. Whatever question you ask, this is my aim in life is to be a photographer. Now the rest of the sentences in your paragraphs should be supporting the topic sentence. Let me give you an example. If this is the topic sentence, if this is the topic sentence of your paragraph, now the rest of the sentences should be supporting it. My favorite subject is astronomy. Now, how do I do that? How do I compose the rest of the sentences in paragraph? Is by asking a simple question. Now, what kind of questions help me in composing a paragraph? What, why, where, when, how, all these WH questions will help me. Now see, my favorite subject is astronomy. Now, why is it my favorite subject? Reason number one, why is it my favorite subject? It's now this second sentence supports the first one. It's the topic that always fascinates me since my childhood. It's the subject that always fascinates me since my childhood. Therefore, my favorite subject is astronomy. Now, what can be the other reason why I like it? Therefore, I am fascinated by the subject. I'm always curious about nature, how it works, and how different life forms come to an existence. It's the topic that always fascinates me. Therefore, my favorite subject is astronomy. I'm always curious about nature, how it works, and how different life forms come to an existence. Therefore, my favorite subject is an astronomy. Similarly, now because I'm moving to a different idea, like other than nature, how it works and how different life forms come to an existence, I'm moving to a little bit different topic. So what will help me? This word. Similarly, as well as in the same way, on the one hand, on the other hand. And these are relevant use of these connectors are very, very important while composing an essay. Because I have already repeated the word, I am not going to explain.
ए मुला यो त
ल राजेन्द्रको स्टुडेन्टहरु को आउनु भएको छ सबैले फलो गर्नुस् भिडियो हेर्नुस् है
किन बोलाको तैले मेरो स्टुडेन्टहरु
मैले कहाँबाट बोलाउनु हो यसको स्टुडेन्ट
तैले मेरो स्टुडेन्ट